Everybody. How's everybody this evening? It's been a while since I've gotten on Periscope and did anything. So yeah, I figured I might as well go ahead and share. It's nothing deep. I just want to share some love and just thank God for everything that He's done for me. I was on here earlier just watching this girl. Her name is Tay. I think everybody should go on and follow her. She's on here, and she was talking about how she had been homeless and God blessed her to find somewhere to be at, somewhere to live. And it was super awesome because sometimes we forget to remember the blessings that we have. And again, her name is Tay. She's here on Periscope. Her name is spelled T-A-I. I want everybody to follow her. And just her story's awesome. Like, she had battled with suicide and not wanting to live, and the devil really tried to trip up her mind. It was just so crazy because I began to think about how much of a blessing it is when people get on here and they kind of share what they're dealing with, what they're going through. And it's just like the devil wants us to close our mouths and not share what God wants us to share. So like I said, it's nothing deep. It's just, I'm grateful for my blessings. And, just like Tay, I didn't want to live at one point, and I didn't want to share. I didn't want to tell my story. I didn't want to open up my mouth and even give God any thanks because I was afraid that I will be judged for my past, even some mistakes that I currently made, just different things. Sometimes we get wrapped up, but I'm just grateful because when I look back over my life, just 4 years ago, I was homeless. I was in the shelter. I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. I didn't know how I was going to survive. I didn't know how I was going to make it from day to day. And it was like every day I had to learn how to trust God more. Now, like I said, it's nothing deep. I'm not trying to go deep on y'all. I'm just sharing that God's been real good to me. And I should have lost my mind a long time ago. I should be in an insane asylum somewhere, pulling my hair out, not knowing my left from my right, up from down, due to all of the craziness in my life that some that I brought on myself. Thank you for the hearts. Some that I brought on myself, some just by happenstance. A lot of things we go through is self-induced, and then some stuff happens because God allows us to go through certain things. But I want everyone that ever sees this video just be encouraged that even though you're going through something, even though you might have an obstacle, even though you might make a mistake, you might make a bad choice, it's never too late. You can never get to a point where you're so far from God that He can't find you. You can never get to a point where you're so lost or so alone that you're so far from God, because He's a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and He's not going to lead you to leave you. He's not going to lead you to leave you, meaning He's not going to bring you all the way from your comfort zone just to leave you where you are. His will is that we prosper and be in good health. His will is that we succeed in life. So He's not going to bring us to a place and then just leave us alone. So I encourage myself. I'm just grateful. I encourage everybody that ever sees this video that God is up to something, even when you can't trace Him, even when you don't know how it's going to turn out. The devil would even have me in my mind be so tripped up, like, oh, I need a man in my life to make sure my bills are paid, or I need a man in my life to make sure that I'm okay. But God says He's going to supply my need according to His riches and glory. And if I only put my trust in Him, eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into our hearts the things that God has for us. And it's not just in heaven, but it's right here on earth while we're still in the land of the living. So I encourage everybody that's on this cast, invite your friends, share it, like, tell somebody, hey Desiree, tell somebody that the best is yet to come. Even though your situation, I might be in a situation where I don't know what tomorrow might hold, but God has a master plan for my life if I only trust Him. It only gets hard when we don't trust God, when we put ourselves in situations where we think that we have to be in control, or we think that we have to take the lead, and then because we're taking the lead, everything falls apart and we want to blame it on the devil. Everything isn't the devil, baby. Some stuff is us and our choices, and I had to learn that the the hard way. And I just thank God. Like, I don't want to get deep. I'm just saying how grateful I am. God sent me some angels in my life to remind me that he's still here. He's still with me. He still loves me, regardless of my shortcomings, my mistakes, my downfalls. You know, he's still a miracle working God, and he's still concerned about everything that we care about. Desiree saying I got deep. I really wasn't trying to get deep. I'm just so grateful. Like, I want everybody really, for real, follow Tay, however, whatever her name is, follow her, because she really inspired me. She really encouraged me, like, because I was once in that place where I was so depressed, I was so down, I was so lonely. I didn't know where my next meal was coming from because I made bad choices. But God is a friend that sticks closer than a brother, and he don't care about your bad choices. All he cares about that one eternal yes to his will, yes to his way, yes to taking his hand, yes to giving him control of your life. And once you give God control of your life, the past doesn't even matter. And that's where God has placed me, in a place where the past doesn't matter. And I'm just so excited because I just really got to a place in my life where he's opening up doors. He provided my home. He provided my car. He provided food. He's providing, even when it looks like I'm not going to have, or I'm not going to be in that place. God still provides. So like I said, go follow Tay. She encouraged my life. You know, she was on the verge of suicide. She was in a place where she didn't want to live, but God placed so much ministry in her mouth, in her belly. And it's like God will show you where you're supposed to be by sending you angels or sending you people via Periscope that you don't even realize that God sent you that angel. And he sent that angel to remind you, no, you're not out of my will. You're right where I had you, in the palm of my hand. You're right where I put you, in the bottom of the valley, so that you can realize that I'm God, and I'm going to lift you to the place that you're supposed to be. But you gotta let God's will be done. Like I said, I didn't want to get deep. I just wanted to simply share how awesome God is, because I don't have to rely on flesh or people to meet my needs. He's going to supply every single need that we have. And I hope that I encourage somebody as I'm encouraging myself, because at the end of the day, only what you do for Christ will last. The material things don't even matter. The houses, the cars. It don't matter how many books I write. It don't matter how many tours I go on. It don't matter how intellectual I think I am. At the end of the day, only what I do for Christ is going to last. And the life that I live, the example that I set, regardless of the mistakes that I made, regardless of the bad choices that I made, remember, I said the self-inflicted, the self-induced pain, no matter what we put ourselves through, if God has a purpose and a plan for your life, he's going to perform it no matter what. Either you're going to come kicking or screaming, or you're just going to let God's will be done. Preach, preacher. Who is this? Hi, Daryl. Wow. Didn't know you were on here. Not trying to preach, not trying to get deep. I'm just simply sharing that God is going to supply our needs. God is a mind regulator. He's a heart fixer. He's gonna take care of everything if we just submit to his will for our lives. And like I said, I just didn't want to get deep. I just want to encourage somebody. The girl had a Periscope. I mean, a few days prior to her Periscope, she was at the lowest of her low, and she kind of reminded me of myself. She didn't want to live. She didn't want to be here. But the evangelistic call and the prophetic that is on her life was so heavy that the enemy wished to take her out early so that God's will would not be done in her life. So I'm excited, and I hope that this scope bless somebody. I'm excited because God is about to do something great in somebody's life. If you only trust him, only submit to his will. Shonda. Only submit to his will and his way for your life. God had to strip me down to nothing again. And it's like, how many times is God going to strip us down to nothing before we stop bumping our heads and realize, hey, listen, I've got a plan. All you got to do is follow my plan. So I'm encouraged. I hope you're encouraged. I think that's all I have to say tonight. I just want somebody to know that the God we serve is awesome. He can move mountains. Our situations are not what they look like. The sky is the limit. Like I said, you have to go follow this girl, T.A.I. I think T.A.I. She's right here, and she has an awesome testimony. And I think that's it for me. I hope everybody has a good night. I have to get up early in the morning because it's TAI. Thanks, Desiree. I have to get up early in the morning because I do have to see the doctor. But I just hope that whoever sees this video, I will be posting it on my Facebook page. Share it, share it, share it, share it, share it, because I just want somebody to be encouraged. No matter how dark your day looks, no matter how low you get, you can still get up and you can still walk in God's purpose, plan, will for your life. It's not over until God says it's over, and don't give up. Just don't give up. Like, I don't care what it looks like. That's it, and that's all. Good night, everybody.